a small miracle happened. Korean Air turned itself around. Today, the airline is a member in good standing of the prestigious SkyTeam Alliance. Its safety record since 1999 is spotless. In 2006, Korean Air was given the Phoenix Award by Air Transport World in recognition of its transformation. Today, aviation experts will tell you that Korean Air is as safe as any airline in the world. In this chapter, we're two in January of 1990. The Avianca accident so perfectly illustrates the characteristics of the modern plane crash that it is studied in flight schools. In fact, what happened to that flight is so similar to what would happen 7 years later in Guam that it's a good place to start our investigation into the mystery of Korean Air's plane crash problem. The captain of the plane was Laureano Caviedes. His first officer was Marit. It's as much physical effort as rowing a boat. My current airplane, I fly with my fingertips. I use a joystick. My instruments are huge. Theirs were the size of coffee cups. And his autopilot was gone. So the captain had to keep looking around these 9 instruments, each the size of a coffee cup, while his right hand was controlling the speed and his left hand was flying the airplane. He was maxed out. He had no resources left to do anything else. That's what happens when they couldn't use the automated landing system because it wasn't set up to handle a plane with that much weight. At that stage, I took over the controls, Ratwadi went on. I had to ensure that the airplane touched down very softly. Otherwise, there would have been a risk of structural damage. It could have been a real mess. There are also performance issues with landing heavy. If you clear the runway and have to go around, you may not have enough thrust to climb back up. It was a lot of work. You're juggling a lot of balls. We'll try once again. We're running out of fuel. Imagine a scene in the cockpit. The plane is dangerously low on fuel. They have just blown their first shot at a landing. They have no idea how much longer the plane is capable of flying. The captain is desperate. Tell them we are in an emergency. And what does Klotz say? That's right to 180 on the heading and we'll try once again. We're running out of fuel. To begin with, the phrase right situation, turn 30 degrees right. They were talking to a subordinate. They had no fear of being blunt. The first officers, on the other hand, were talking to their boss, and so they overwhelmingly chose the most mitigated alternative. They hinted. It's hard to read Fisher and Araseno's study and not be just a little bit alarmed, because a hint is the hardest kind of request to decode and the easiest to refuse. In the 1982 Air Florida